And welcome back, everyone.
We're back. Didn't have one last week because of the Melbourne Cup, but we're back on the couch again and
yes,
back into it.
Now, our mics are in for repairs this week, so we're probably going to have to speak up a bit louder than normal.
Okay. See what happens.
Yes. Now, tonight's topics, we've got a current affair recap.
Okay.
So we'll jump into that shortly. Gold of the week, relic of the week, some newsletter highlights, including a customer's patch, and a few videos of the Gold Monster 2000.
Wow. Okay.
So let's jump. First of all, what's been going on this week?
Oh, gee, what hasn't been going on? Just down at the new store, MindLab store in Thomastown.
Yeah.
For what we've got set up, it's just going really, really well. Or
I was in there the other day and it was just constant.
Yeah. Packed, yeah.
Which is great considering that it's just from the roller doors.
And we haven't got everything in there. So, but yeah, the Gold Monster 2000s are just incredible.
They're flying out, which
flying
we'll see
out the door
later in the show too.
Yeah. We've still got a few left. Look, the reason we've got a few left is because we ordered up big. We had a lot of faith and trust in this machine, and we ordered up big, and it's paying off.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you are planning to come into the Melbourne Thomastown store and there is a product you want in particular, aside from the Gold Monster 2000, just send us a message, give us a call, and if it's not in store, we may be able to jig something around in the next week or so to get it up there. And
that's what we've been doing, like Tuesday. So we've got a customer that wants something, so we'll go into the shop, or we've been into the shop, grabbed it and take it down for them Wednesday.
Yeah, too easy, overnight.
Delivery.
Yeah, almost. All right, so tell us about the current affair video before I jump in and show the guys the full video.
They phoned us up there one evening and said, we want you to come up to Bright or Myrtleford up there somewhere, and we just want you to explain about, whether he could live in a tunnel or could he be still in there. And basically I had to drive up 3.5 hours from Thomastown, from the shop. Got up there, met the blokes, went out and done some filming and explained, anyone could live in a tunnel for, any length of time if they've set up right for it.
Yeah, because you spent a lot of time in your younger years in and out of tunnels.
I did. Crazy, really, when I think about it, because I lived in Ballarat, and between basically Narina through to Creswick, I really know that area well, and I know every tunnel and hole, and some of the holes are only that big, and I'd crawl in there and then they'd open up, and but I would never go into one that wasn't safe. And that's what I said to the film crew, like, if you're going in tunnels or adits, they're known as, if you're going into one and it's not safe, just don't go any further, guys. It's not worth it, because you've got bad air, you can have fractures up in the rocks, and you might touch the rock and it could fall down. So if you're not experienced, just don't go in them. Yeah.
Well said. All right, so let's jump into the video of a current affair.
Okay.
The bush search has been scaled right back. The national park he could be hiding in has reopened to the public. It's been 8 weeks and police are no closer to finding Desmond Freeman. So is he waiting them out, or did he somehow make his escape?
Look, there's hundreds of mines here, and there's tunnels.
It's a lot of ground to cover to find Australia's most wanted.
Most people believe that whatever occurred in those first few days of that incident is possibly long gone.
Desi Freeman's been on the run for 8 long weeks. In the hills surrounding Victoria's Mount Buffalo, it's prime prospecting land, the area littered with abandoned gold mine shafts.
Look, they can go in, 500 metres, and then there'll be a shaft, and then it might go another 500 metres to the left or to the right, just following that reef. And, there could be 5 Ks of tunnels underground.
One of the theories police were investigating is Desi's hiding out in an underground tunnel just like this, stocked up with supplies, ready to wait them out.
In tunnel situations, you can have water in there, so you could survive in a tunnel.
Yeah.
With tin food, and there's air shafts.
The temperatures when Desi disappeared were freezing cold, but in these shafts they wouldn't be as cold.
No, it's a nice temperature. If you're prepared and had, say, tin food, you could live underground for probably a year or more.
Darren Camp from Gold and Relics Prospecting says it's impossible to check every single mine shaft in the region.
This part of the forest, there's thousands of acres, but in some gold areas there'd be, hundreds of tunnels and then thousands of shafts, and some of them shafts are very deep, very deep.
And searching all of those, it's a
mammoth task.
Darren says it's possible a prospector looking to find a gold nugget could stumble across something far more sinister.
Because the gold price is so high, there's a lot more prospectors out there than there used to be 10 years ago. So there's probably a good chance they might come across something.
or someone.
Someone.
Desi Freeman's former home, where the 2 police officers were killed, lies in the foothills of Mount Buffalo National Park, now reopened to the public.
So, are you guys talking about Desi while you're out here?
Of course.
What are your thoughts?
Oh no, before we came, we always sort of, wondering about the national parks, whether they're going to be open. That was a major concern, wasn't it?
And whether even the accommodation, like we're in a caravan park, whether they'd, still be taking people.
Yeah. Do you feel safe out here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This group of tourists from Canberra and Adelaide say they're cautious but not worried about the prospect of Freeman still being in the area.
And we're travelling together, so we have strength in numbers. We just get on with it and do it. Yeah, that's right. Take sensible precautions, but don't live your life in fear.
The initial police operation was large scale and costly. Millions of dollars of resources were used. The investigation is now in the hands of a specialist police task force. A $1 million reward still stands, while the town that was put on the map for all the wrong reasons is finally getting back to normal.
Popunka, it's the small town in Victoria that's become synonymous with Desi Freeman. In August, the main strip here was swarming with police and media. 2 months on, it's almost as if nothing happened.
Look, over the last 2 months there's been so much change and emotion running through the community. I think for the first time in probably the last couple of weeks we're actually starting to feel a bit of normality has returned to our valley, so we're feeling much more like life's carrying on.
Bright Chamber of Commerce CEO Marcus Warner says locals have their own theories on what happened.
Obviously, the significant police presence we had here for that 6-7 weeks didn't show any evidence that he was around, so I think most people in the community believe that he's definitely not here.
Marley Freeman has kept a low profile. She was reportedly staying with friends in Popunka. Locals say she's still in the area with her children, but where her husband is still anyone's guess.
The incident itself will be forever etched in our memories here. We can't deny that it didn't happen. But I think as a community, we've had fires, we've had floods, we've had COVID. We are a tourist town. We welcome people into our community. We're a young community as well. And I think, we'll heal from this and get over it.
How cool was that?
That was a lot of fun there with them. Yeah.
I love how suspenseful the whole episode of you was.
Like the word up there was, some people were saying, he's left the country. Some were saying he's hiding out in another state. Some are saying he's hiding in a tunnel. there's really only one person that knows where he is, and that's, you know, a lot of stories going around, but I suppose time will tell.
Yep, that's it. All right, now we've got Gold of the Week.
Gold of the Week, okay.
What beauty do you have for us this week?
This one here, which is just over 170 grams, a very flat piece. It hasn't been cleaned up, so it's still a little bit dirty. But look, on today's price, roughly, multiply it by 200 a gram, it's 170, $34,000.
Crazy.
It is crazy. But yeah, I'll clean that one up.
Yeah.
And see what it comes up like.
Yeah.
Now, it was found some time ago, I believe, with a 5,000. And look, I never ask where they find it, but looking at the nugget, I reckon it's come from Denali, Inglewood, somewhere up that way.
You can tell that precisely.
Well, up that way in the more ironstony country, because it's definitely not a Creswick piece.
Yeah.
I know Creswick like the back of my hand. It's definitely come from up that way somewhere.
Yeah, love that.
Nice bit though, isn't it?
Yeah. Now, Relic of the Week.
Relic of the Week. The two signs.
Yes, let me bring up the image of those. Now, tell us about these.
Right. Anyone who knows me pretty well knows that I like my mining memorabilia and relics. Been collecting it, from probably when I was about 17.
Yeah.
What I could afford, you know. I did see a lot of good things around early days, but I couldn't afford to buy them.
Yeah.
And I keep an eye on the auction sites and that. And there was the contents of a museum being sold. And I thought it was at Camperdown. So I got up reasonably early, put in the street into the car GPS, and the street didn't come up, and I thought, that's funny. So I looked at the phone again, and it was at Macarthur, which is near Mount Gambier.
So had you already got to Camperdown first?
No, I just got up the road.
Lucky.
So it was, as I say, pedal to the metal. And I got there, and they had, in the mining memorabilia, they had the two signs, they had a couple of old buckets, but I've got heaps of buckets, so don't need any more. A couple of old dolly pots, but one was all chipped around the base. I thought, no, I don't need that. Anyway, the signs come up in the auction, and I was actually present at the auction, or you could bid online. And the auctioneer said, who'll give me $50? And it went up to the internet first, and he stopped the auction. He said, I know these two blokes. He said, there's going to be fireworks here, guys. He said, because he knew the two blokes bidding.
Yeah.
Anyway, I come into it at about $280, I think it was. He said, hang on. He said, let these two buyers fight it out first, and then I'll get back to you. So anyway, went backwards and forwards, as an auction does, and it got up to a reasonable price, and he said, right, do you still want to come in? I said, yep. Anyway, it was just me and another bloke, and I ended up with them.
Wow, worth the trip then.
Yeah, when the auction finished, he said, wow, he said, I can't believe it. He said, I know this other bloke. He said, it takes a good man to beat him, he said. or someone stupid. But yeah, they did cost me a bit, but two old signs, they've got to be going back pre-1950, because they talk in pounds what the mines were worth.
Yeah.
They're just over the back there, but richest mines recorded only, and tells you what the mines, how much dollars worth of gold they got out of the mines. Chairs in the way there. And then it's got gold nuggets, how many tons of gold nuggets there was. 20,606,000 ounces.
Wow.
of gold, alluvial gold. And then it lists the largest nuggets from the welcome nugget. And one I'd never heard of before, and I actually looked up on the computer, and it was called
Sarah Sands.
Sarah Sands, yeah. And then it clicked to me, all these mines and nuggets are actually found around the Ballarat area.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because the Sarah Sands one was found at Canadian Gully.
Okay.
And because then there's a Canadian 1, a Canadian 2.
Yep,
Eureka. And they're all Ballarat.
Bakery Hill.
Yeah, Bakery Hill, the Britannia, which the pub was named the Britannia. The Albion. These are all hotels now, a lot of them.
Yeah.
Bonshore, there's the Bonshore restaurant, out Sabasway.
Yeah. St. George.
St. George, yeah. So, being a Ballarat boy, and to get 2 old signs, but I've got to do some homework and try and work out how old they actually are.
Yeah.
Because they're all hand-painted too, so, look, they might be older than what I think.
Yeah.
But I'd say between, 1900s and 1950.
Yeah. Now the question is, was Mum happy with this purchase?
Well, I've been working hard. She gets the same amount in money to spend on whatever she likes.
Shoes and handbags.
Yeah, probably, yeah. But yeah, no, I was really happy to get something different. Like, you can get old gold pans and dolly pots and, this and that, but to get something rare that...
Oh, that's one of a kind.
That's a one of a kind, yeah. They cost me $700. Yeah, but I work it out this way. It's only 3.5 grams of gold.
You could go find that in no time.
Find that in a day. So, I was really happy to get that.
Nice.
And another thing I actually bought, I might show another night, but they're old miners' crowbars. It's not a normal crowbar. You normally don't see these ones.
Yeah.
I've only ever seen, I know a bloke that's got about 4 in his collection.
Yeah.
And I went to this auction and there was the drill, there was the plunger to push the explosives in, and these old crowbars. Yeah. Which I bought, which went pretty reasonable because not a lot of people would know what they are. But I'll show them another time.
Yeah. I feel like you could talk about mining memorabilia for ages.
I could, yeah. I was just told yesterday of an old mining trolley out the bush. So, yeah. So hopefully I can go and take some photos of that. And, So, yeah.
Awesome. Now, next up we have our October monthly photo competition winner.
Mm-hmm.
So this was Rob with his 5-ounce nugget, if you remember this lovely piece.
Oh, yeah, I do actually.
This one won, so congratulations, Rob. And if you're watching tonight, just send us a DM or an email to claim your $50 voucher.
I think that one was found right next to a highway, if I remember rightly.
Oh, is this Rob from Lanakuru?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Nice piece.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Nice couple.
Yeah. All right, our top 5 best sellers of the week. What do you think they're going to be, first of all?
Well, I know what the number 1's going to be.
What?
The Gold Monster 2000.
Yay, got it right.
Yeah.
Now, it is just smashing. It's not even a close call between 1 and 2. The Gold Monster 2000 is smashing on the hats at the moment. So fantastic news to have a detector as number 1 again. And I still haven't fixed up that pre-order. I must get to that.
Oh, it's still there on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
My bad.
Yeah.
And then Made for Muffs number 2, Scoops in at number 3. I'm guessing everyone's buying their Gold Monster 2000 with a scoop in hand.
Yeah.
And then we've got the Lucky Strike Heavy Duty Dolly Pots at number 4. and the solid swinger crevice tool in large. Now this is a new one to hit our best sellers, so a little bit hard to see in that photo there, but explain what this tool does. For
the crevicing tool?
Yeah.
When you've got slates or cracks in the rocks going across the creek, and that's where the gold comes along, and it falls into the cracks of the rocks,
yeah,
and it's hard to clean them out. So the crevicing tool can get down in there and dig it out basically.
Would you use like a suction thing at the same time as you're digging it out?
It depends on the size of the gold, really, doesn't it? You know, yeah. And you know, when the creeks are dry, that's a good time to get in there too. You know, but when it's wet and flowing, it's a little bit harder. Yeah. You'd probably want a bigger suction. Yeah. Probably nearly a two-man operation. One to be cleaning that crack out, and one sort of trying to suck it up before it washes away.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. But so what was the last one?
That was the last
that was the last one, yeah. But yeah, the hats have been going well, but I see one of our competition putting an ad up for the hats, trying to jump in on the bandwagon, but anyway.
All right, next we're going to go to a video of you unboxing the Gold Monster 2000 out in the field.
Okay. Yeah, it's Darren here. Just out the bush, going to test the Gold Monster 2000. I'll just do this seal there. Just show you what's in the box. So we've got the main part. Don't worry about the bag just yet. Instructions. Lift up that flap. There's the upper shaft, the armrest, the 12 volt charging cord, the little coil, don't know what that was, it flew off, the 5-inch coil, a spare skid plate, the 240 volt charger, I would say it is, yep, that's it. And underneath this, we've got the lower shaft and the upper shaft. So I'll put it together and we'll give it a test here and see how we go.
Okay.
Okay, that was it.
Yes.
How many bits did we get there? I can't remember. Was that the first spot we went to?
Yeah, I think we got 3 at the first and then a few more at the second spot.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And we'll jump into some more of those follow-up videos later on.
And look, to assemble that detector, it only takes really 5 minutes.
If that even.
If I suppose
you
you've
know
got
what
it
you're
doing.
Yeah.
If you don't, you could put something on backwards. Or but, yeah.
All right, next up we've got the Gold of the Week from one of our customers. So this is from Aaron, and he posted it in the Lucky Strike Gold group, and it was one of a patch. It was a patch that he was on.
Oh, nice.
So a few nice bits here. Still waiting to hear exactly some more finer details, what machine, some of his background. But yeah, beautiful little patch.
Okay.
3.48 grams.
Multiply that by 200. That's 2 signs over there. $700.
It's crazy, isn't it?
That's crazy, the price of it.
Now, our product of the week is one of our statues. So if you get our newsletter, you get a special discount code to get $15 off. So if you're on our newsletter, go check out your emails to get that special coupon code.
Okay, good.
Tip of the week is check the runoff lines. Gold rides the water. Follow the dips and tiny channels downhill. Which is something you sort of see in the Gold Monster 2000 videos that we're filming.
Yeah, I went out, when was that? 2 days ago. We had a tour up Maryborough, and one bloke I give a lend of a 2000 to, and you got a little bit off the roads. Like, as you know, I like detecting on when I say roads, they're basically bush tracks or motorbike tracks. That's where I get most of my gold from.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, they're the type of areas good for the Gold Monster 2000 because a motorbike goes up the hill, it rips up a bit of the topsoil, it rains, it washes it away, it creates a little bit of a channel, gold drops into the channel, and yeah, that's where you get it.
Yeah.
You know.
What tour did you help out with?
That was a 2-dayer, the Maryborough one.
Yeah. How did everyone go?
Yeah, good. First day we went to a spot just out of Maryborough, and I think we only got 3 little bits there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we went to some new ground. I was showing them worked ground and new ground, the different types of ground.
Yeah.
And got a couple of bits there, you know, and it was a 2000, I remember, got a little bit on an old bush track on the red clay. And then the boys took them out the next day to another spot.
Yeah.
And they were two, Dean and Nick.
Yeah.
Dean's from Ballarat, experienced detector, and Nick's got a lot of years of experience.
I guess we haven't mentioned that we have expanded our team, both Golden Relics and Lucky Strike. We've just kind of been all over the place lately, and we last week off. But yeah, we've got Dean, welcome to the team, and Nick, welcome to the team. He's based in Bendigo.
Yeah.
And then Lucky Strike Melbourne, we're starting to fill some positions up too. So yeah,
we've got 2 people organised down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good staff, nice people. So it's going to be good.
Yes, be very good.
Yeah.
All hands on deck.
It will be.
Now,
it's all hands on deck at the moment.
It is. There'll be maybe less
Crazy.
hands on deck. Have some breathing space.
Yeah.
All right, boot camps. We've just got the 1 5-day boot camp left, and as of this moment, there is 1 spot left.
1 spot. Okay,
Yes.
that
So
will fill
that's
up. Yeah.
Monday the 17th, which is next Monday.
Talbot. Yeah. It's a good central spot, Talbot, because you can go, out towards Avoca Way. You can go towards Maryborough.
Yeah.
You've got Daisy Hill, Talbot itself. Yeah.
Yeah. And 5 days, I feel like you can cover a fair bit of ground with that too.
Yeah. Be interesting to see if there's a few Gold Monster 2000s on it.
Absolutely.
And I'll go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good.
Alright, if you're not already signed up to our newsletter and you'd like to be, you can scan the QR code or give us a call here. Or if you're not already signed up and you'd like that discount to the statue, just shoot us an email or a Facebook message and we can get you signed up to the newsletter and shoot you that discount code.
I'm just thinking it's nice sitting on this couch because first chance I've had to sort of sit down. Yeah, it's nice.
Feels like a break this life, does it?
It does actually. But I'm thinking of all the things I've got to do, and there's a lot.
That was like me last weekend. I had the 4 days off.
Yeah.
And was supposed to go away, but in the new caravan, but Sam wasn't well enough, so we stayed home all weekend, and I was just in a mindset of feeling too busy to relax and knowing I should be working, but not working and not relaxing. So
anyway, we'll get there.
yes, nearly Christmas time.
Yeah, nearly.
All right, we'll go into our next video of you digging up the first find with the Gold Monster 2000.
Yeah, a lot of people are asking what's it handle, the mineralisation, what's it like? Well, this is red clay around the Creswick area, and as you can hear, it's pretty good. And there's a little target just there. Now, on the gauge, it's not going left and it's not going right, but I'll just scrape it with me boot. Still there. I just scrape a little bit. It's a little pocket there of gravel, so hopefully it's still in there. But because the clay is so sticky, it's in that little pocket. I don't know if you can see it. Just there. Try this. Still there. Flatten that out. It's coming up 01 on the screen to the right. A bit more. It's down only probably an inch, I'd say. It's very small, whatever it is. So I just grab a little bit of clay. It's not there. It's in there. 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 So it's in one of these little bits of clay. It's not in that one. So let's see if we can see it. Whatever it is. The clay is just very sticky. It's not in there, so it's not in that, it's in this little bit here. So, what's that?
At the tip.
Do you see it? Oh yeah. Just there. Is that it?
Yeah.
Somewhere there. Is that it?
This is it, yeah.
Oh. Wow. Hang on. Look how small that is. And we're only here, what, 2 minutes? Tiny. Okay, that's one. So, yes, it does handle the red clay and finds gold. But, yeah, it's just hard to find gold when it's in the sticky clay. But they all add up. Okay, we'll see what else we can get along here.
Wow. Yeah. Look, it wasn't that deep, but I was trying to get the coil flat in there, because if I was probably there not filming, I probably would have done a smaller hole.
Yeah.
Because I think that was in a little pocket, if I remember rightly, that one, like a little sump hole.
Yeah.
And being wet clay, it was pretty hard to find. Yeah. Yeah, you've got to have good eyesight. Like, yeah, you spotted it before me, so yeah. But yeah, I haven't weighed any of the little ones I've got, because I don't think I've got scales small enough to weigh them. But yeah, I just find them and throw them in the
Chuck them in the pile.
in the pile there. But that area there, there's a lot of small gold, and it's in that red orangey clay around the Creswick area, and that's what I tell people, pick that orangey red clay.
We actually did a video one, I think, a few weeks ago about the orange clay in Creswick, when we're up around Slady Creek and that.
Yeah, that's what it's in.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Topic of the night: how to pick the better heaps to detect on.
Yeah, this is something I talked about on the Maryborough tour on the weekend, and people said it was interesting. It's something they've never thought of before. So because I said, what do you pick when you go out? And I said, well, there's different scenarios for different areas, but if you're in an area where there's lots of alluvial mines and there's lots of holes close together, so you know it was rich, I generally start off in the middle of that area, because if you start off on the edge, that could be the edge of the old creek system, or if you start off on the other side, that could be the edge. So start off in the middle. But what I do when I'm going along detecting, as I'm swinging, I'm looking up ahead and I'm already working out which heap I'm going to attack.
Yeah.
So I'm going along detecting on a heap. I'm looking up ahead. I look to the right, look to the left. The one on the right-hand side might have gravel next to it, but the gravel is very washed and there's no clay mixed in with it. Where the one on the left-hand side might be gravel, but I can see it hasn't been washed as hard as the one on the right. So naturally, I'm going to go to that one.
Yeah.
And then as I'm detecting that, I'm looking up ahead. There might be another scenario where there's a pile of gravel and then there's another pile of gravel on the other side, but the other pile of gravel has got conglomerate. Now, conglomerate is your natural cement, and it's a mixture of quartz and ironstone that have cemented together. And I get a lot of gold out of that type of stone. So I would tend to go for the one that has a bit more conglomerate in the wash heap than the other one.
Yeah.
Early days, I used to look for certain size stone too, because I know it's been through their rocker boxes or cradles, and the stone I used to look for was, 20, 30 mil stuff, and I used to get a lot of gold out of that.
Yeah.
So, and two, when you're walking on the heaps, you might see on one side of the heap it's just black soil, and on the other side is a bit of clay and a bit of gravel. So you'd know that the stuff that's been thrown out on one side is basically the topsoil, and the stuff that's been thrown out on the other side of the heap is the last bit of river wash that the old timers dug out on.
Yeah.
Like when they're digging a shaft for alluvial gold, they're going down to the old river wash. So the last bit that they threw out of the hole was the deeper part.
Mm-hmm.
And look, some prospectors didn't know what they were doing. It's sort of, I'll give you an example. It's like today, a lot of people get a lot of gold out of other people's holes and scrapes.
Yeah.
Because obviously the person that got the sound didn't know what they were doing, or they've got the one nugget out of the hole, never went back over the hole, and there happens to be two in it.
Yeah.
Or they couldn't find it in the heap and walked away. And it's the same as the old timers. Some knew what they were doing and some didn't know what they were doing. There's, like when they're digging a shaft to the old river bottom, there could be what they call a false bottom, and that can be a band of gravel, rich band of gravel that contains gold, but the old timers kept digging down to the old bottom, but there's a false bottom.
Yeah.
And they threw gold out. So you've got to pick your areas, and people say, oh, what do I look for in, Avoca? What do I look for in a Maryborough? But it's all a little bit different.
Yeah.
It's different in WA, where you know, around Kalgoorlie is completely different to Leinster. Leinster's different to Aluna, and you know, same principles apply, but it's different ground that I look for.
Yeah.
And that's what I said on the tour Saturday. Like, when you find a bit of gold, just take the time to stand still and look at what you found the gold in. And then you might be out the next day and you'll be walking along and, oh yeah, I got gold out of that yellowy clay, and you'll V-line for that.
Yeah.
You know, don't waste your time on ground that's not going to produce.
Yeah.
Yeah. And especially on the heaps, you are looking for that last bit that they've thrown out.
Yeah.
And just another tip with working heaps, the shallow ones, when there's a controlled burn or bushfire, just stand in the hole and work around the hole. Because when the old timers were throwing the dirt out, some of the dirt went over the back of the heap and some fell back towards the heap.
Mm-hmm.
So you will get lots of gold within that scenario, inside the hole.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just be a little bit careful, because if there's a big pile of dirt and the hole's only 2 foot deep, something's not adding up. You know, there could be just a false bottom, sticks and that over the shaft. Yeah.
We were in Wombat Bush the other weekend, and there were heaps of holes that were just covered with like leaves and sticks
and frack and yeah. And I remember detecting one day, and I had a little Jack Russell, and it fell down one of the holes. You know, I had to get down there and get it out. Yeah, it wasn't a deep one, but you do have to be careful.
Yeah, even for your ankle's sake.
Yeah. So working the heaps, just pick, I suppose, you know, the more clay, gravelly stuff than the topsoil.
Yeah.
You know, you might get a coin, like early days, if there was a big tree near the hole, that's where the old timers would stop for smoko, you know, put their back up against the tree, and coins and gold would fall out of their pockets.
Yeah.
But it's pretty hard to find that sort of relics nowadays.
Yeah.
But gold, you've just got to pick the type of ground that you're working on. Yeah. Don't waste your time on ground that's not going to produce.
Alright, with that said, we'll get into our final video for the night of the Gold Monster 2000 and some of the settings you put, and then another find.
Okay. Just out at Creswick, testing the Gold Monster 2000 on the red clay. Got one little bit behind us, only about 2 metres. Just show you the settings that I'm running. So I'm running manual 9, I'm running difficult, and because I'm running the speaker, I'm running flat out. But there's a little pocket down here, if you can see that there. And when I go over it, now on the machine, it doesn't know whether to go left or right, but that's something I dig. Probably when we get a little bit closer to it, it'll come up probably 01, because that's what I'm finding. The little tiny bits in mineralised ground are coming up generally 01, 02. So I'll just get my pick. Now it was just this little pocket here. This is going to be hard to find because it's very, very wet. So I'll see if it's out. So it's out. Scoop's probably a bit overkill, probably a bit big. But so I don't think it's in there. Not there. Very claggy. It's just about here somewhere. Reckon that will have it. No. No. Nope. Not there. That's it. No. No missing that. What's a come up number? Have a look. Alicia? Oh, 01. Okay, well, let's see what this one is. Nothing in there. Is it? No. Little shot, a little bit of shot.
There we go. Probably should have ended the night on a lighter note.
Should have, but yeah, not all gold. Yeah, but yeah, it's hard trying to find them little targets. I think that one was in. Yeah, I can't remember if that one was in a little bit of a hole, but there was sort of little. Yeah, it was hard to get that one. Normally I can find it in 2 or 3 scoops, but that one took me about 7 or 8.
The wet clay didn't really help us, did it?
No, it didn't. Yeah, but yeah, shotgun pellet. Not all targets are gold, but I have found with the Gold Monster 2000, like some very little targets, they won't go to the left or to the right. They'll stay in the middle, but there's definitely a target there. But you still look at them, you know, especially when we got gold just all above it, you know. So yeah. Anyway, that's
it for the night.
Okay, no worries. We'll catch you next Tuesday night.
See you next Tuesday.
See ya.